Bienvenidos. So La Bruja Espinada, and I am here with your special full moon slash lunar eclipse reading. So let's get started. We have a lot of good things that are coming out. That is, if you heed what is being advised to you at this time. So I changed up the questions this time around. Also, but right before we start, don't forget at the very end, I do the clarification slash closure slash will my wish come true question at the end. So have that ready. And I will also be pulling a law of attraction card to see what's being attracted to you at this time. Anyways, let's get started. So I changed up the questions this time around because it is not just a full moon, but it is also a lunar eclipse. The full moon is in Gemini, so it has a lot to do with communication, connections. It also has, it's also the Beaver full moon. If you're childish like me, you would have giggled at that. Anywho, so the question that's being asked, or the question that was asked was, what is being illuminated for the watcher during this full moon? What came out was the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune has a lot to do with, in and of its name, fortune, but also to do with change. It has to do with a new phase, a new cycle is happening, and that's regardless of whether or not you want it, it's coming, and that's what is being highlighted, illuminated by the full moon right now. That's what it's telling you, that right now there is a new phase that's beginning in your life. So remember all the bullshit that you've been dealing with that's been highlighted in all the other readings. This is something new that's coming in. Something new. It is beginning. There's an important decision or decisions that need to be made. Change is happening, basically. That's what's being highlighted to you at this time, which is really, really good. Now, with the second question is how to fully embrace this change. Coincidentally enough, what came out was the King of Pentacles. Now, the King of Pentacles has a lot. It highlights security, stability, strength, someone that's got their bag in order, someone that's already attained all that they've been working towards. And considering the fact that it's asking about change, right now what this is highlighting is you have to go with the flow. In collaboration with this card, connected together, these two cards in union are trying to tell you that embrace the change. Don't be afraid. Right now is not the time to be afraid, and it's highlighted because this is the king. The king has, while he may be afraid, he has no time to be afraid. He's got too much to manage. There's a lot of security that he has to overlook. There's a lot of stability that he has to ensure, and he has to be a symbol of strength because he's a sovereign. Now, it's telling you that right now is the time to embrace the change. Start going with the flow. Start accepting all of this change, because first of all, it's inevitable whether you want it or not. But it's a new phase. Now it's not only a time for a new shift in things that are happening in your life, but it's a new shift within yourself. And if you've been taking the messages and lessons from the other readings that I've done, you've had to have time to go within yourself and start preparing for this change. This is, everything has led up until this point. A new phase, a new change, something big that's good for you. And remember, the Wheel of Fortune indicates good fortune, and good fortune will come to you if you embrace it. If you don't embrace it, you can't reach this king status over here. Now, for the next question, it is, what is the eclipse clearing from the Watcher's path? Coincidentally enough, what came out was the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is the epitome of burdens and struggle, especially when the burdens are not yours. The last reading that I did had to do with cutting out what no longer benefits you. This is, if you've worked on actually starting to do that, and if you've embraced the change, everything that's coming to you will be cleared. Every burden that you've been struggling with recently, all the bullshit, basically. This is like a no bullshit card. Like, it's being cut out of your life if you've done the work. So if you haven't just yet, there's still plenty of time. Tomorrow's when the full moon actually begins. So You have plenty of time to start working on that. And it's not meant for this reading isn't just for the week or just for this full moon, but whenever you see it, a message comes to you whenever you most need it. So if you haven't started, right now is the time to start. This is an indicator that you should start. Now, I asked messages from the Threads of Fate. I'm going to read these to you. Only because usually I will highlight or pull special messages from the readings, but these readings are actually really good. So when asked the Threads of Fate what message they have for you, what first came out was the Creator. The Creator. Beautiful card. So the message for the Creator says, Creator finds us when we need to move the raw and pure energy in our body and allow it to physically manifest. To be with creation is to simply interpret that which is already within us. There are no rules for creation. This card also may indicate a time where you need to protect your creative work. Think of ideas, inspiration, and creativity as a seed that needs adequate attention, nurturing, and protection. If you have an idea or are working on something, you are being encouraged to keep the energy close to you. Nurture the seed, protect it, and keep it within your personal container. Do not scatter or share sacred creative energy with others until you know it's the right time. So remember, right now is a time of something new, of change, a new phase. Creator is highlighting that right now. It also states that the balanced Creator has lots of energy and finds inspiration easily. Others may perceive them as always moving on to new things, but in reality, they are grounded enough to show up to one idea in order for it to manifest. They also have a playful disposition and are skilled in turning challenges into opportunities to problem solve, as opposed to allowing themselves to get defeated. And this is shown in the readings that you, regardless of whatever obstacle you encounter, you're able to overcome it. And it's being highlighted here with the Creator that your mind's always moving. You always have to come up with something new. Whether it's because of survival that you're used to doing that, it doesn't matter, because it's just being highlighted that right now is a perfect time for it to start working, especially with a new phase coming into your life. What also came out was the Sovereign. The Sovereign's message is that it invites us to activate the leader, visionary, and enthusiast within us. It is a time to welcome in passion and in fire, while creating structure that allows for you to nurture your dreams. Sovereign creates a container which allows for growth within themselves and others. They approach situations with a no bullshit attitude and may come across as harsh to some people. Their strong boundaries and opinions may even be intimidating to others, but in reality, it is their way of nurturing. They have no interest in appeasing others simply to keep them comfortable. They will allow to push those around them so that they can grow. The Sovereign also calls us to create structure. From a place of structure, the Sovereign knows that life runs more smoothly, allowing for manifestation of true success, security, and happiness. The Sovereign invites you to examine those situations practically and cut out what no longer is serving you. This is not the time for being sentimental or nostalgic. The Sovereign is realistic about what is needed and gets it done, knowing that it makes room for true peace. So remember that. The Sovereign, the Creator, has a lot to do with the King, and it's telling you have to embrace the change, start going with the flow, especially if you're clearing away all the burdens that do not belong to you. So keep that in mind as this new phase is starting in our lives. I also went ahead and I pulled an Animal Spirit Guide card for you guys. Sorry, this incense is actually kicking up my allergies. What came out for the Animal Spirit Guide message is Badger Spirit. And the message is, be fearless and bold. The message is, Badger Spirit rejoices at your persistence and commitment to what is true for you. Whatever you seek, your tenacity and faith in your partnership with Spirit is paying off, and the results will soon coalesce into form in your world. The gift of Badger Spirit is the surety that taking a risk now and being courageous, fearless, and bold will yield wondrous results. This is the time to harness your will and apply it consistently to the pursuit of your dreams. Now that no matter the temporary outer conditions, you will manifest your desires in divine timing and in the form that Spirit deems best for you. Badger Spirit says you have what it takes to get what you want, so assert yourself. That is very, very huge King vibes. Be fearless and bold, shining your light as your purpose calls you into the world. Don't be afraid to make the first move. Badger Spirit loves your brave and mighty heart. The additional message that comes with this is, when Badger Spirit comes to protect you, he reminds you that anger or aggression, argumentative behavior, and being pushy or manipulative will not result in a positive outcome. Perhaps someone close to you has access Badger energy, or perhaps that energy is pent up in you. Either way, now is the time to calm down and allow the energy to pass through you. Go for a hike or a brisk walk, shake it off, or dance it out so you can return to the situation determined and committed, but not so intense that you overwhelm others and yourself. The message is that it's time to surrender it up to your higher power and focus on something else. Badger Spirit wants to protect you from self-will run rampant, from being obsessed with what you want in the form you prefer, in timing that fits perfectly with your notions of what has to be. Remember, the world doesn't revolve around your wants. Better, more beautiful opportunities will be the result when you release some of the Badger Spirit intensity along with your need to have it your way 100%. That's not for me, guys. Now, let's go ahead and get your... That's never happened. Wow. Hold on. Okay, so let me do the law of attraction one really quick. Let's be attracted to the watchers at this time. Guys, that's never happened to me before. That is so crazy. You guys might have made too many damn questions. Who is being attracted to the watcher at this time? So I want you to know that these things aren't staged. They just happen, and as you can see. So what's come out for what's being attracted to you at this time is specificity matters, respond versus react, being love, gratitude, and creating reality. Has a lot to do with what we've done. So for specificity matters, the universe can only give you what you ask for. Narrow it down, be as specific as feels good. Respond versus react, like what happened with the Badger Spirit. Express from a loving place. Old trigger trauma yields drama. New beneficial thought patterns. Remember, guys, new phases. Being love. Exude love in all that you do. Oneness. Like attracts like. Unconditional loving of self and all. Gratitude. Gratuity increases attraction and opportunities. Little things count. Be grateful for all of your life. And creating reality. Remember the creator. Like your best life, or live your best life by design. You have amazing experiences, freedom, lifestyle, infinite potential. I'm gonna pick up these cards really quick. Oh my goodness, and they all flipped up, which is really weird. Let's see. Hope you guys have your questions ready that you want answered. What answer do you have right now for the watcher? What response do you have for the watcher's question? What response do you have for the watcher's question? What response do you have? Yes. Whatever your question is, the answer is yes. So, guys, I sincerely hope that this reading resonates. Please remember to go with the flow, embrace the change, and all the bullshit will clear its way, or clear itself out of your way. But you have to embrace the change. You can be fearful all you want, but as the Badger Spirit says, be fearless and bold. Embrace the change. Go with the flow to reach this status that you've been working to acquire. And it'll be for you. I'll see you guys next week.